you can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality. At Set to Love, we offer strategies and ideas on how you can stay out of crazy town. See, your human experience is meant to be lived with meaning, purpose, and creativity. You are here to contribute through your essence. We are best friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and above all, find our flow in assisting you to find yours. We come together weekday mornings to bring you ideas to fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on. Take what works and ditch the rest, and always stay set to love. Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Accountability. Wow. What does that mean to you? That's our conversation today. So welcome to another morning of Set to Love. I'm here, Shelley Garrett, with my best friend, Eva Payne, and really looking forward to what this conversation is going to go, how it's going to go, because accountability is a tough one, right?
It's rough. Yeah, especially being accountable to yourself. Well, first I want to acknowledge that you get to be with your grandbaby today. Hi, Harper. Y'all might hear in the background, see a little bald head bobbling around. She's so freaking cute.
My first morning, we just had some apples, so I'm hoping that she's content and she's playing in her little seat here.
I love it.
I'm in heaven.
Such is life. I just want people to know this is what Shelley and I are all about. When you are creating a life in flow and being accountable to that vision and that mission, it means that when your best friend is going to babysit her grandbaby, the show must go on, and you do it and you adjust however it fits with both of your lives. And I think that that's what we miss when we're trying to be accountable to ourselves a lot of times, is that we feel like we have to live in this box and we can't be flexible with the things in our lives. And so part of being accountable for me is being accountable to the vision and the mission of what we're doing, but also to having flow and doing it with an ease that's not stressful. That's like, you know, people are going to love us or not. And we're doing it how we feel is most in alignment with who we are and where we are in life. And that's what being in flow and living in flow for me is about.
Well, you know, there's different ways to look at accountability, seriously, because when we even talked about doing a show on accountability, we both were thinking completely different ways about accountability. So can you start us off with, when I asked you about accountability, what first came to mind for you?
Sure. So for me, when I think about accountability, you know, I've worked with coaches, I've coached people, and I think a lot of it's for me, it's very goal oriented. So I think about like, what are the things that I want to produce or create in life, whether that's with my spiritual health, mental health, physical health, whether it's with my career. And so being accountable to the vision and the mission, the things that I want to create, and also allowing other people to hold me accountable. So being able to like come to you and say, okay, I have this goal. Can you, I'm not able to do it on my own. Can you help me? Will you check in with me? So that way we can, I can make sure I'm hitting these goals. Like when I first had a life coach, my very first one ever was maybe like 15 years ago. And to have to check in with someone once a week, to get on that phone call and say, okay, this is the progress I've made. This is what I've done. I mean, I was so on top of things and I was able to get so many things done. And that was very career focused, but having someone that I could talk to that could hold me accountable to the things that I wanted to create really helped me to move things in more of a fast forward way. So when I first think of accountability, that's what comes to mind for me. But it's interesting for you because you thought of something totally different, which I love. And I also want to ask our audience, what do you guys think accountability means to you? You can comment below. We're live, so heck, we could see your comment right now.
Yeah.
If you're watching, what does accountability mean to you? So what about for you?
I wanted to say something to you first, though, about what you're saying accountable. You know, you set a date for your book you know, and you gave it a date when it's going to be released.
At
And
least one chapter.
so that's you're
One
being
big idea.
accountable. But what I'm curious, do you feel a little sense of relief that you've made a commitment to yourself to be accountable? You
No,
don't
I
feel
feel
that.
like an immense amount of pressure.
Oh my gosh, that's
Like,
so.
let's go. Let's go. You picked it. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? I feel like I need that, like, that cheerleader coach in my ear. Like, all right, this is your date. You said December 21st, which is the date that I picked.
Yes.
Because it's so done. I mean, I could put it up today. It's done. It's ready. But it's just my perfectionism that wants to like stay over here and small and not put it out. So when I say, okay, December 21st, I mean, this is a 300-page book that I've taken down to 50 pages to just make this one idea because it's so hard to put things out. And so for me, I feel like this enormous amount of pressure and like commitment, like, I have
Now,
to
do
do
you
it
happen
now.
to have, just by chance, do you happen to have your book cover or anything or your title that we could show on our show today? I mean, I'm really making you, if
Yeah, you
not
are.
tomorrow.
That's okay. Well, the cover, the lady's working on it tomorrow. My designer's working on it tomorrow. I already, the basics is already good. It's done. I already
Good.
gave her the idea.
And our
And it's
title?
called The Flow Life Funnel. So it's stuff I've talked about before. It's just how to create a meaningful, purposeful life. What are the 8 layers that you should consider to create a life that feels in flow? So it's just one idea out of the whole book, but it's a big idea. And so I thought if I could just put this one idea out, I'll feel so much better. So that's what I'm holding myself accountable to. And now the viewers are going to be like, where's that book, Eva?
Exactly. We'll hear from them. I
But
hope.
it's pressure. It's pressure. I don't know. Being held accountable is tough. It's tough. I have this resistance that I just want to like, okay, whenever. Okay, but let's talk about your version of accountability because it's so different
My version,
from the goal version.
my version of accountability is, for instance, even going through a divorce. You know, I'm accountable for my part in that. Whatever that was, I always knew that at least if I took my part, or if I've gained weight, if I take accountability for the fact that I, basically didn't follow my regimen, your workout program, wherever you are in your health journey. And I feel like for accountability with all of that is when you can just face something for what it is and really take your part, being accountable, even good or bad. I feel like you can go that much further because the very start is being accountable to where you are. You have all of this laundry because you haven't done laundry in 3 weeks. So be accountable for that. And, look at it as, you know what? This was a decision I made to not do laundry. So now I'm going to spend the whole entire day doing laundry. Or even if it's emotional. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just feel when you can step up, be accountable for decisions you've made, where you are in your life, and really dig deep and say, wow, you know what? Maybe if I would have followed through on this, I could have been there. Don't stay stuck there, but do something about it. And I feel like for me, I've grown so much when I take accountability. I don't feel guilty when I put on 10 pounds. I say, you know what? Okay, I chose to not stay on my Weight Watchers. So this is what happens. I had fun, but you know what? Now the jeans are getting tight. Make a change.
Right.
But if I just stay in it and don't take accountability, so that's my version of accountability.
It reminds me, again, going back to the book that I've struggled putting out. There's a chapter that I wrote all about my divorce and the separation with Chad. And it was so interesting because the first time I wrote it, it was very much like, I'm the victim, all this stuff happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And then when you go back and read it, it's like, what about you? What about you, Eva? Like, you're not perfect. You made a lot of mistakes. So going back and rewriting it, literally rewriting the story and saying, okay, what is my part? Like, I need to. So then I went back and rewrote it. And then I had a friend read it. She goes, oh no, you're taking all the blame now. Now you're like saying you're accountable for all of it. How about some middle ground? How about just some balance? Like, yes, there's some parts of it that are this person's fault, whatever, and there's parts that are your fault. But truly being able to say like, wow, I could have been better in this part, or I could have done this, or I messed up here. And just being real and honest from that perspective, that's tough. It's really tough to be accountable to yourself, to say like, where are areas that I need to improve? And then taking the steps to do it. It's not easy. There's such a resistance to it. And it's I don't know why. It just feels like it should be so easy. Like, yeah, just be accountable to yourself. But it's tough to do, especially when it's things that you don't necessarily, you have fear around, or you feel like you're going to have extra shame around, or I don't know, like being, saying, okay, I'm going to run every day for 30 days. And then you get to like day 2 or 3 and you're like, well, I don't know. Do I really? Maybe I'll just skip this one. I'm going to give myself one free day. And then one free day turns into like a week. It's like, why do we have that resistance? Why is it so hard for us just to say like, I'm doing this, I'm staying committed to it, let's go?
I feel like when I have taken accountability, let's just even say in my divorce, when you see the outcome from not being angry at another person, and I'm not saying that the other person isn't accountable for some things, but if you make that your focus, and we're just taking divorce as an example, but when you don't, when you just stay angry and he did this and he did that and blah, 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 whatever, nothing gets resolved. You just stay stuck in that anger. You stay stuck in seeing that his imperfections, when if you really did sit back and say, you know what, even if I didn't do these things, I allowed it. I allowed for our life to go this way and to be treated this way. And so I have to take some personal, get out of your pity party way and say, you know what, why didn't I step up and speak up about this or that? And True. That has what's really helped me to have an amazing divorce situation, because
and who's ever said that amazing divorce situation? Like, that's
because it's true though, and I'm so proud of both of us, and even our significant others. Everybody gets along. We actually really do care about one another, and I think that's because I took accountability. So did he. And when you can do that, you can be friends.
You know what brings, when I think about that, I think about even my relationship now and how Julian and I, when he's so good at taking accountability for himself. So we used to fight a little bit more. And now that we've been together for a long time, things are easier for us to work out. But he is so good right in the beginning. Like if he does something wrong, or if we get to a fight or something, he will right away claim what you know what? I could have said that better. You know what? You're right. Blah, blah, blah. He'll own a piece of that argument. And you know what happens in me, and what I notice is all of a sudden my defenses come down. Like, I'm so much more willing to then own my part, because he was the bigger person first and owned a part of the squabble. And so that's really amazing when you do own your part of whatever situation you're in, and you say, I am here because of my choices also. There is something really freeing for the other people who might be in the mix of whatever that challenge is.
Yes. And you know what? For some reason, because we want to hear from our viewers, and I know Kristen is out there. Kristen, can you give us a little tip for this morning? We'd love to hear from you. I know you're out there. So what are you thinking about accountability? What pops up for you?
Yeah, I'm totally curious what our audience thinks about it. Because for so long for me, it was really just about goals and being accountable to those goals and progress and that like checklist of stuff. And it's so interesting when you take it from the perspective of your behavior and your choices and owning your part in the life that you're creating, in the world that you're creating. So Super
Both are
interesting.
important, though, Eva. Both are important. It's
Yeah.
a different perspective. But as a whole, if you could do both, you're going to become even, such an amazing person that you can see things, fully from all perspectives. What did she
I
say?
can't wait for Harper to start talking. She's going to want to be on this podcast. She's going to be like, I have something to say. Oh, my sister just said, I tried commenting. I can't figure it out. I love you,
Well, at least
Bliss.
you tried. Kristen, we love you. Thank you for trying.
And thanks everyone else for being here on another day of Set to Love. We are so grateful for you. And we just love doing this every morning. We love being here. Thank you for your grace with us and in our format and how we're putting this together. We're learning, growing right alongside you. And thank you for holding us accountable to being here weekday mornings, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys want to be a part of our conversation, join us. Come comment below if you're on Facebook. If you're in YouTube watching this live, facebook.com/set to love. And it's tinyurl.com/set to love if you want to find us on YouTube. Thanks, everyone. Best friend, I love you so much.
Love you.
Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the Flow Life Funnel. So tomorrow I will explain a little bit more about this book and what the heck has been going on in my mind for the last couple years. So I'm excited about that. Friday, we have a guest, Jake Kelfer. He's an amazing, really motivational life coach, and he's going to be our guest on Friday. So I can't wait for that too. So yay!
Yay! Another day.
Another day. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of our show. We love you so much.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Have a great day, everyone. Stay set to love so you can flow for life.